Hello, my name is Alyssa McCoy. This presentation is on the Bishop Score Calculator application. The Bishop Score Calculator app is a medical reference app used by nurses, midwives, and obstetric providers. It is available on the App Store and is free to download. The Bishop score is a numerical tool that is used to determine if a cervix of a patient is favorable for induction or if a cervical ripening agent such as Cervidil, Cytotec, or a Foley balloon would be needed. The midwife, nurse, or provider will perform a vaginal exam and calculate a score based on 5 factors. A score greater to or equal to 8 indicates a favorable cervix for induction. This is a table outlining the Bishop scoring system. There are 5 categories with a score of either 0 to 3, depending on the patient. So it looks at dilation, effacement percentage, the station of the baby in the pelvis, the cervical condition, and the position of the cervix. The app seeks to streamline the calculation so that the provider does not have to manually calculate or find the table to be able to calculate it themselves. The interface of this application is very simple. It's easy to read. It immediately calculates a score as you select the data of your assessment. And after the score is calculated at the bottom, as you can see in the image there, it states whether the cervix is favorable for induction or if a cervical ripening agent would be needed. It also states whether the vaginal delivery spontaneously is likely or unlikely based off of the assessment findings. There are also options for modifiers, which you can see here. Once you select that option, it gives you the option to state whether it's a nulliparous or a prime delivery, and if there are other factors that could be used to consider. As far as legal and ethical goes, the latest version of the app was updated on February 20th, 2016. There's an About tab that one can navigate to easily on the home screen, where there is a disclaimer that the intended is informational only, the intended use. The Bishop scoring system in general is relatively subjective because cervical exams are subjective, and the Bishop scoring system should not be used as an end-all be-all and typically does not include factors such as parity, fetal size, etc. No patient data is needed or stored in the application, so it is safe. Overall, the app is very fast, easy to use. The interface is very simple and self-explanatory. It offers a really nice favorable versus unfavorable calculation for providers to have a quick understanding of the cervix condition. It's great that it's a free app too, so there's no cost to the user. As far as weaknesses, the inputted data is subjective, so outputted data could be inaccurate, so it's important that the provider consider this when they're adding in their information. It can never replace a full assessment of the patient and consideration of other factors. There also hasn't been any recent updates for coming up on 6 years, so it's important to consider that as far as new evidence-based data. Overall, I highly recommend the Bishop Score Calculator application. I've seen many providers at the hospital that I work at use this app at the bedside to quickly calculate whether they would like to prescribe a cervical ripening agent before moving forward with the induction. These are the listed references. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out.